but hopefully he's there.
I think it's snaking.
Yeah, probably.
That's what Netta said. Yeah.
Yep. So we got the IO Axe ban once again, and on the side of OG, they're thinking long and hard. Will they ban the Abaddon? First pick goes the way of Tundra, so that means that they've liked the Nyx Assassin. They love the Abaddon, of course, as well. And Terrorblade and Luna both in the pool. And previously in this situation, correct me if I'm wrong, I was going to say they picked the Terrorblade straight up, but this time around, OG putting a stop to that.
Next time, right?
Or Nyx?
It's got to be, right? I mean, isn't that what we believe? He's
Abaddon
what, 2-0 with the Nyx first, so yeah.
Switching it up.
Yeah.
That has did look good.
Yes, Undeadly is best hero, I think.
Look at that, TA.
This is interesting to me though because it's Thompson, as we said, where it's like we basically don't expect this to be flex mid. You know, it's just not really a Thompson hero to me. Well, I mean, to anyone really. I mean, perhaps they could shift lanes or something, but it seems like OG are just saying, you know, we believe in this, like, you know, this TA safe lane, the HFN strats.
I wonder what the go-to hero is for them versus TA. Are they going to take
what about
their
Viper off lane? Is that just bad?
No, I think Viper is fine. It's a little worrisome against Nyx, but yes, the Winter Wyvern.
The confidence.
Yes, game 5.
Slam it down.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, if he plays in mid, obviously it's good, right?
And even like, they committed to a 1 TA, so even 5, it's probably going to have a good game.
Thompson doesn't really...
Or 4, to be fair.
Go for it, Peter.
No, I was going to say, yeah, you're right. It's like definitely a safe lane TA, right? Because Thompson is not going to play TA.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why we're going to learn right now what Nine thinks is really good against the Winter Wyvern mid, because surely that's what they're going to ban out. They have already banned out the Invoker just now, just have that cleared out. I'm curious, what else is good against Winter Wyvern mid? Because we've seen it do so well both times we've seen it so far.
They banned the Thompson Pugna before, which kind of makes sense. I could see Lena maybe being another hero.
I think like a heavy farmer mid could be good. I'm not sure which heavy farmers Thompson likes to play, but Winter Wyvern probably doesn't push towers very quickly, nor does
maybe
he
morph
clear stacks that much. So, or I'm sorry, he doesn't rotate very well either. So he probably just wants to farm with max Splinter Blast and get to his bots and stuff. So yeah, Morphling could be. Oh, it's banned. Yeah.
Yeah, they just banned it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of like your greediest mid Thompson heroes that he would like to play. I'm not sure.
Still have the Luna band as well, so we're gonna see something new from Skeeter.
Yep, no Luna or Terrorblade.
Thompson weirdly avoids some heroes that you think would be really Thompson-ish, like Storm Spirit. Why isn't Thompson a Storm Spirit player? You know what I mean? I'm just thinking like these greedier, like
it's the one
can do whatever
he
heroes.
Play.
Yeah, this guy's pulling out Earth Spirit mid, but Storm Spirit, no.
Storm would be very good against Wyvern, I think.
That seems very strong. There we go. Yeah, but Thompson doesn't play. That is strange.
Could potentially see Darkseer from 7 Mad this game. I know that OG is not committed to their 5 position playing Nyx the way Tundra is. Darkseer is a hero that Seb likes to play a lot, and I think the hero is very good. Also seems fine against what Tundra has at the moment.
Yeah, and they banned out that Shadow Demon too, which also looks good because it's a pretty good hero versus the Abba as well, especially if they end up making it core.
Yeah, and a nice save for the Winter Wyvern Curse as well, so that's another good one. I mean, it's all just, at this point, I mean, putting all the lessons that we've seen in the last 4 games to work here in this game 5, like the ultimate exam. And Luna now banned, Viper banned as an offlaner potential for 33. It does mean that Tidehunter is still in the pool. Tidehunter and Moran, I gotta mention both, as Tundra does like that. And if you're saying go back to comfort for Tundra in this game, that's comfort right there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either of those heroes for their draft. Those heroes are very well-rounded. So if they're looking to play comfort rather than... Generally on first pick, you kind of want to counterpick your opponents. But, I mean, this is your last game, right? Like, just do your thing. Pick what you want, play your heart out, and hopefully it's enough.
Yeah, I wonder if they're expecting that that tide, and they're thinking like, oh, we've already played the No-Tail Disruptor. We have the Seb Doom maybe, because it's very obvious that that's being left in.
Too much heal for Doom, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Abba and Wyvern. Maybe that's the way they should go then. Is some of these Spirit Vessel builders, Shiva's builders, perhaps of their own. Because that was something they were lacking. They like eventually got a Scotty, I think, on the Naga that game, right? But other than that, it was like the heals were just in full effect the entire time.
Yeah, I feel like Darkseer with Shiva at some point would just be ridiculously good. Wyvern is kind of slow. If you like hit him with the vac into the wall, he'll kind of like sort of be stuck there.
There he is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, he got banned out so many times in the second phase, and finally slips through.
Seb loves this hero right now. It's one of his favorites, and yeah, I was very surprised to see that Shadow Demon ban. As much as that hero did well last game, I think that the only reason that hero did well is because he was laning against one hero. Shadow Demon is just an abysmal laner, and that's why generally he's only a 4 position, because he'll just go to the off lane and with some mana regen just spam Shadow Poison or stack camps and catch up later. He's not really like that guy that you want to have on your safe lane to secure your carry free farm, because he's just too low damage.
It also might open up for like a later pick for the Ember too, as like a more of a Thompson hero, right? You got the lawnmower plays.
Yeah,
seems kind of okay versus Wyvern.
I definitely think it's good versus Wyvern. I think you kind of like we mentioned Storm Spirit, like the same way that you can just jump the back lines. Ember Spirit can do that, especially once he gets Aghanim Scepter.
And the bonus HP from the Iron Shell and the Darkseer, because I mean, we assume Seb's going to rush that Eggs, because it's so strong right now. It's basically like a giant Midas for Darkseer.
You sure you're not? He might just go no items, Haladam.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the first rush, right? We can't, not too fast in the Eggs, sorry.
So far, actually, this qualifier, Seb's only played Darkseer once. It was their first series against Team Nigma, and it was actually the game they lost, so... not the greatest success rate so far, but that also goes for the Mirana this time around, because Snaking this series, this best of 5, he's played Mirana twice and lost both of those games. So we'll see if he's on the winning side this time around. Pango picked up by OG.
We're back. 10th pick 5. 10th pick Disruptor, like game 1 for the loss. Is that what's happening here?
It's possible. I'm not sure what Tundra takes here. I do like what OG's having. I think this Darkseer Nyx combo is potentially just too good against this Abaddon. Then again, I'm sitting here doubting this Winter Wyvern mid, like I did in the previous series or the previous game. Proved to be OP. I know OG overrates Pangolier massively. Like, they just love this hero on Thompson. And they pick it into like terrible matchups, right? So Ursa is...
It's not a traditional hero versus Darkseer in lane that you think of, but a lot of the ones that we used to talk about are kind of bad right now. Like, it doesn't really look like a good lifestealer game just because like the Pango and stuff, but then it's also like Jug's just kind of rough. So Ursa gives you Roche too.
Yeah, I feel like it was a tough pick, and Ursa is not so bad. So see how they round it out with their final pick. They're going to take an offlaner for 33. Maybe that'll be the difference maker, because Ursa is just kind of neutral for me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that is really interesting though.
What is?
Just this Ursa. I don't know. It feels kind of because usually when you see Ursa, there's like this big reasoning for it. Like, I feel like it's going to bully the offlane hero, or we really need to take Roche. I guess that's part of it.
He does go Diffusal Blade, and I think the Diffusal Blade build is quite good against TA, because you can sort of like, if she runs out of mana, she can't Refraction, which is kind of good. It
double hits Refraction too, right? Like the Diffusal thing?
Yes. Yeah, Diffusal. And when Ursa attacks TA, it'll take 2 Refraction charges, which is good. But... the Surge, right? That can be pretty annoying. Ursa can get kited. They do have some stuns. They have that Winter's Curse into Arrow combo, again, that they had in a previous series that I felt like was really good.
And it like you can just save yourself the Enrage from just being like blown up by the TA too.
OG has no save at the moment, right? So that Arrow could be devastating. Ursa also does give them the option to, play that Roshan, right? Which TA loves to do as well. So deny TA the Roche, maybe that's an advantage for you.
I like the Panda ban as well with the Dispel, because like they're going to rely on the Iron Shell. It's just kind of how it is when you play with Darkseer.
Yeah.
and that one's a little bit more reliable as a counter. Like, I think the whole like Wind Panda having Dispel is like kind of a meme when it's like counterpicking a Warlock. Like, I don't know if that's as relevant, but Ion Shell is always going to be relevant with the Surge too, of course.
All right, so what's 33 gonna play? What's still left in the pool?
They're still tied, but if he ties, they're gonna disrupt her.
Yeah, I'm not sure they want tied. Let's see. Let me check his pool.
They're just tied.
They're gonna tie. They got their
Oh,
stuff.
they got a disruptor?
I like that better than Sand King.
Disruptor did get much better now because it gives you a way to kill Tide on her.
Yeah.
All right, Tide cannot get Ravage off.
And
even
vacuum
if he has
combo
Kraken
too.
Shell. Yeah. And Disruptor is kind of nice against Abaddon, not necessarily in laning phase, but in mid to late game. The kinetic field, right? It's it's kind of like Clockwork Cogs, where it displaces movement, and you can't dispel that with Abaddon's shield.
Now, so far, I don't know. Never mind. There goes the disruptor. Indeed, good call.
They're gonna tie. They're gonna disrupt her. I think both teams knew it, and they just thought about it for a bit. Like, yeah, it's fine. I'm good. So there's our 10th pick, disruptor. Will it lose again though? Because it wasn't successful with their Naga combo in the first match.
It was not. It was not. All right, 5th game, deciding match. Who's gonna get millions potentially in Romania in October? Trent.
Yeah.
I am gonna ask the question.
Give me a team. Oh, okay. You want me to say who I think is going to take it?
Yes.
I mean, I think OG are showing some serious passion in these last couple of games. I feel like they're definitely on point. I think they just, much like 9, slamming down the Wyvern, they're slamming down this TA, and I do think it looked very strong. I think they were prepared for the Tide as well. They literally banned every their offlaner. I admire the confidence of Tundra to still go for it, but I think OG are going to have the cooler heads in this one if I was forced to pick.
Winter Wyvern is OP. Mirana and Tide will play harder on the lane versus TA, which they did not do in the previous game. This is, they know how to play this lane. They've won this lane many times this qualifier. Tundra with the big upset is going to TI.
Let's do it.
Split panel. It's going to be an exciting one. There is so much on the line. I cannot understate that. There's literal millions here up for grabs potentially in the grand finals. 5th game. It's now or never. Let's find out what's going to happen together with Lyrical and AUI.
Thank you so much, Shiver. And yes, Owie, it all comes down to this. One final game, one final draft. You have some strong opinions about it, that's for sure. You want to tell me what you're thinking when you look at these? Is there any heroes in particular that stand out?
Yeah, so around 4 months ago, I played 20 Winter Wyvern mid games. And I thought this hero was absolutely broken.
You did it!
Yes. I mean, 9 did it independently, but we joined up and talked about it at some point. But the hero that I actually like playing against the least on Winter Wyvern is actually Darkseer. Because part of what allows Winter Wyvern to take such long fights and kite your opponent is the slow coming out from Arctic Burn. Darkseer, not only does he put you out of position with the vacuum and potentially a wall, which slows you a lot, just having Surge on a hero like TA or Pangler allows him to run you down. Also, I think Ursa into Darkseer is a very bad choice from Tundra. I think they should have picked Gyrocopter. The hero is getting steam with a new build. Eventually it will come into meta. I don't know, it's had bad results, but yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like you have 2 melee heroes against a Darkseer that you see. You could win the lane super hard, and Darkseer kicks Ursa out of the lane, and he's good versus him in game. So I don't quite understand it.
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I'll say that the thing that I'm really curious to watch is how those first couple of levels go. That's going to be, I think, probably one of the things that determines a lot how this goes. And honestly, Seb, he's a Darkseer specialist. This guy knows how to play against these heroes. If there is one nice thing, at least in this game, for the side of Tundra, it's that there isn't that great wall hero necessarily, right? You're going to be able to maybe get some auras, that type of stuff, but there's not that Terrorblade or that Luna or whatever else it is that comes out that's very annoying to play against. Oh, weird D-Ward situation. They get the double stun into the D-Ward. I guess that he knew that they were coming in for that? That was very bizarre.
Yeah, Saksa just caught a little bit of fodder just before he placed that ward, and he showed again without the ward in his inventory. So, because of the tip, he knew that they knew he placed the ward, and then he does put that one down. Yeah, I don't know. This game, a lot of it just comes down to Winter Wyvern on 9. I think the hero, its weakness is supposed to be its lane, but 9 has looked fantastic on it. And I think he should do pretty well versus Pangolier. Maybe even win this thing quite hard.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch, that's for sure, if he can make that happen. And then, of course, up top, as we're going to see the spam start to come out, it is already Saksa in the area. They're zoning Seb out of the lane, actually, which is pretty bad for him. But at the very least, they're sort of setting up for a potential to get this pull back behind the tower. So seeing potentially some of the strength in the early goings here, as Skitter's going to pull this creep wave through and back towards mid again. Already, both heroes getting relatively low. This could start to get a little bit scary for Thompson. They have another point in Splinter Blast. He has to back out.
He does have that Fairy Fire, and Wyvern, he doesn't have the best kill threat, I'd say, early. You know, he has 48 damage right now. So, we'll see how that goes. I think TA right now, it's being a little bit underrated in terms of how strong this hero is in lane. If you just click on this hero, it's 305 MS, 6 armor, and 65 damage at level 1 right now. Like, this hero is a really strong laner, and Meld is one of the strongest level 1 spells in the game. So, I think this bottom tide, they might be in it for a bit more than they bargained for. And 3-3, he doesn't have a salve left. He's rushing that Helm, but he's very low right now.
Yeah, he has it coming out now. And there is a salve that's on Mirana, back in base rather, which will be ferried out probably in the next little bit here.
This is
but yeah,
this is so smart from 3-3. Because he was so low, he couldn't hold the weight. Oh my god!
Oh.
9 gets a soul kill!
Dude! Alright, that's on you for the missed one. So it's not going to be anything going on there.
Yeah, this is on me, guys. I'm sorry. But 9, he couldn't hold it in front of his tower because he was so low. So instead, he pulls it all the way around and effectively does like a pseudo pull where he's going to deny 4 creeps from TA. And Snaking had a double wave to play up onto Sumail with, so he could still get CS in this lane. Oh my... we see Winter Wyvern go even in lane, and he looked absolutely bonkers. What's it going to be like when he wins his lane?
It's going to be scary. That's what it's going to be like. And I think that, you know, if you get into that timing that much more quickly, obviously, yeah, there's ways you can surge away people as Snaking is going to get chased down a little bit here. No mana, but we'll just be able to tank through that Thunderstrike. But, you know, the Witchblade coming online, eventually that Aghanim Scepter, we've seen how dangerous it can be. And these heroes, I mean, they have really good for, like, disengaging in a way, but until Blink Daggers come out, it might be hard to get on top of the Wyvern. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's the surge though, right? This is that one huge factor that I mentioned earlier. I think it will play a big role in this game. Something else I want to mention is that in both games, 3-3 has gone for that Helm of the Dominator rush. We saw it be really effective when he played Tidehunter against Sumail's Leshrac, for example. You know, it reduces the Edict damage, reduces the right-click damage, gives you a time on Leshrac. TA sort of hits you with Psyblades, which are effectively doing pure damage as it's based on the armor of the creep you hit. So it helps just meld when you get hit like that, but not as much if you get hit by Psyblades.
Right.
As a result, like, look at the CS. It's 6 CS for Tidehunter to 22 for TA. And this hero, I know, it's one of the strongest safe lane laners in the game. Like, they were spamming at SA, they're spamming at NA pubs, and no one expects it, but this hero's a monster in lane.
And keeps that pressure on. Really frustrating to deal with. And this 3-3 Tide, he just has to be really careful about his position, making sure he doesn't get hit by those Psyblades.
Manning up.
Trying to go for it. Hobson backs out of there. 9, they are going to be able to get that water rune, though, and that should stop this. Fada actually comes in for a little bit of contention now. Onto Thompson with the creep wave coming in. Can they go on him again? A chance, a hope? An opportunity here for the kill as the right clicks come out. I got the shield crash. 12% incoming damage. Fought it down low. Oh, and Thompson gets away. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and Thompson just holding on to his spells there. He has a wand, barely gives him enough to live. And, you know, he baits Fada into a death there. That's a big comeback because when you're losing the lane, any sort of kill like that matters a lot. You can see he's only 300 net worth below Winter Wyvern, and he is slightly out-CSing 9, even with that early solo kill.
Well, that is very good for Thompson. And right now, how close are we? They're both very close to level 6s. You can see up top, the Ursa is definitely winning the lane against the Darkseer, but it's not as dominant as you might expect in some of these other matchups, as they will jump in there and try and put a little bit of harassment onto Saksa. Just trading out these hits and trying to build up stuff. Not that much mana left, but oh, Skitter, he has to be careful. Aphotic Shield, but these double Ion Shells, they find that finish. Can they get a second one? No. Saksa able to make the second kill happen, and Fada now trying to back out of here. Has another Aphotic Shield in a sec. Will turn, and the 2 cores end up going down, but it was the Darkseer that died first.
Yeah, but you're a Darkseer spammer, Lyrical, right? I feel like
Yes,
if
I
you
am.
pick this hero early, you're expecting to sort of get dumpstered in lane. Like, Ursa, he can farm in this lane, but that's not really the problem I have with the matchup. They're going back onto Fada here.
Hoping to get him. Can they get him? Surge forward. Not going to be able to go for it. I agree. I think that part of the problem is just like how good this Nyx assassin is at enabling his lane. Like a lot of the heroes that would normally be pretty good, it makes it tough. But I agree. There's like so many of these other ones that might have been better. Ooh, good ring around the Rosie there. Snaking, able to escape.
Yeah, he does sneak that both the Arcane Rune and the Bounty Rune away from Thompson, so he has an empty body to work with. And something we've seen from Winter Wyvern is he does a lot of harass damage in the middle lane. Snaking, he's rotated up top. I don't think he feels like he can really pressure bottom lane at all this game. The arrow!
Surge arrow! Yo, the king comes in, takes down Seb, and it gives him the tip afterwards. All right, the mass tips are coming out. We're getting spicy here in this game number 5. Arrow round 2. Oh, it's going to hit just on a little creep.
And look at this, Tundra, they want to tri-lane up here just so they can prevent TA from taking over the Ancients. They've already dropped the Sentry Ward. Saksa will go for the stack, but they'll stop it. Even blocking this hard camp, it looks like. Anything to destroy the economy of TA, because this hero, it really looks strong in their last match.
It was devastating.
Oh, Skitter's going
It was
Battle
so hard
Fury.
to deal with. Yeah, that is different. That was not what I was anticipating.
Fada's getting gone on, trying to punish him for his insolence, going to the triangle, but he just TPs away.
Oh, Saksa could have maybe popped Spike Carapace there.
Oh, onto the shield? That would have been
Yeah.
a really, that would have been a clutch play there. And he even Fada tipped Saksa because he knew he was dead there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird, right? Because bottom lane, they glimpse up 3-3. He does Kraken
should
Shell
be
off the
fine.
Meld Strike.
Yeah, he walks away from that one.
Okay.
3 points up in the Kraken.
It's weird because people look at those plays like, why didn't you realize? You're a professional
Right.
player. It's Saksa. He had like 3 accounts on the top of the support MMR, 3 accounts in the
Right.
top 20 MMRs in the world or something. But Dota is such a complicated game and you're thinking about so many things, it's easy to make these small mistakes.
And it's also a point in time now where how many hours have they been playing Dota continuously? Like
That
not
is
just
true.
within this series, but the previous one as well.
There is definitely some fatigue factor coming in here. I like what Skitter's doing here. He's dragging the creep wave off to the side. I mean, Seb, his lane's looking nice, but Skitter, he's still maximizing from the lane. He's going to be a very strong Ursa this game.
So 8 minutes in, it's about 1,000 gold lead for Tundra. There is this Battle Fury Ursa that we're going to be seeing in the next little bit, which is going to allow him to scale, but it does feel interesting. It feels like Tundra are more confident in their late game potential. I mean, again, with Ravage, with an Ursa Battle Fury, having Wyvern and how strong that hero's looked, I'm kind of inclined to believe that they have a strong late game. I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, arrow to mid though. Thompson. Yeah, the Winter's Curse is very short when no units are beside you, so they don't manage to land that arrow. I would say late game, I don't know, Darkseer's sort of a beast like, and they caught 9 here. Do they have enough to
Chasing
kill?
down. The Ion Shell slow and steady burn down. They thought that 9 was safe, so they canceled the TP, but this Ion Shell slowly whittling him down as they try and stay on top, but the turnaround, Aphotic Shield with the arrow. 3-3 died at the same time, but they're able to chase down and kill Saksa.
And Skitter's here. He's
Now
chasing a
looking for
Thompson.
more. Nowhere else to go. Skitter has another jump in 3. The right click's coming through. One more punch. And Thompson gets the bounty rune before he ends up falling.
And a brawl going on in this game. Meanwhile, 3-3, he actually falls bottom to, let me see who killed him. Sumail, there's just too much going on in this game. Action everywhere. And Skitter, this sort of unorthodox Ursa build, I'd say, getting 3 into Earthshock, ever since that spell got nerfed, I think people usually take less points in it. It lands in the kill there. Look, Fada, he's solo smoking just to take the enemy Ancients away. He's gonna drop a ward on the high ground, drop a sentry, and just keep denying this Ancients from the enemy TA. Skitter, he's getting out on top.
Does have Enrage, though. They drop down that wall, looking to jump up to the high ground. Seb has the vacuum for afterwards. Skitter realizes can't go for that play. So he's going to back out of there. Thompson doing a little roly-poly action as Fada tries to escape, but the winner's curse afterwards.
They have
connect now onto Nick's assassin, taking a ton of damage. Arrow afterwards connects onto Seb. Do they have enough to bring down the rest of them? Splinter Blast, Seb down low. Seb going to fall. And Snaking living through this. Everybody's so low, they take down Fada in the end. Now looking for more. Static Storm is down, but the right click's coming from Skitter. They pull him back in. Snaking falls too. Now No Tail turned upon. So far, it's a 3 for 2, but it's going to become 4 as Tundra take the fight and execute perfectly.
Yeah, and honestly, Ursa, with this fighting build, he's going for Battle Fury, which is really greedy, but he's giving his team some compensation by going for this much less greedy Max Earthshock build. The idea is pretty cool because he wants to keep scaling with the Battle Fury, but he doesn't want to be a useless, piece of crap if you go for the Max W build of Battle Fury. Oh, they go Skitter.
Skitter. Overextension. Does he live through it, though? Oh, the surge forward. Skitter's in trouble. Skitter needs to heal. It's not going to come in time, though. Great play coming in, but will they be able to punish? Yes, they take down Seb. Now turning on to Saksa. Looking for a couple more right clicks. 9 hiding out to the trees and on a killing spree. So they lose that Ursa, but manage to get a little retribution.
Right, so I think they're okay with that on both sides. That's the sort of play where after it happens, you're okay, it's okay guys, we got the carry. Or it's okay, we traded you for 2 and you're going Battle Fury, you can catch up, These are the things that are sort of said in the comms, or the sentiment is shared. Where, because you want to keep going, right? It's game 5, there's a lot of pressure, you need to keep your communication good. No, he's looking top. Level 2 glimpse.
Trying to find somebody. Not going to get it, though. Going for the deny right there. Snaking. Just taking away the vision. I mean, those little plays to take away the sentries is definitely important when you're playing against this Mirana.
Yeah, the Mirana, there's going to be a huge sentry war this game because you have TA traps, you have Potom Invis, and Vision. It's been very hard for both teams to sort of push forward on the map, I feel, this series. We can think about the games where OG had leads. Even in those games, there weren't enough sentries to deward everything, and you can still take these fights from behind. 3-3, he's just been pulling neutral creeps to his own hard cap in the triangle and farming them very efficiently. Despite his very hard lane, he's actually pulled ahead of Thompson in net worth. And Tundra, they have a 2k lead, honestly, sort of out of nowhere. And there's some kill trades, and it took a good... Actually, it's not out of nowhere. They had good kills, they won a team fight. What am I talking about? But 3-3, really with the efficiency, looks good.
Well done, you're nailing it, dude.
Yeah,
don't worry.
It's game 8 for these guys. I've casted 5 games, and I'm fatigued. I'm imagining having to play this. It's way harder. And,
totally.
oh my god.
Well,
that's a rough one.
I'm looking now for an opening as OG are all heading down bottom. There is still the Ravage available. Scouts out No Tail there, but the rest of the team moving into position, and wow, they just dropped literally everything. Cold Embrace, though, and the winner's curse to try and turn it. Static Storm's about to wear off. Do they have the Ravage in time? They do! Connects onto 3. Thompson able to get that ulti off. They have the back wall. Gonna connect onto Fada as well as Snaking. Both drop, but up on the high ground. It's 9, hitting away at these heroes. Has to jump away for the moment, though. Miss uphill, trying to run, but it's not gonna happen. Ursa shows up, though, the big bad mad bear. Trying to find anything else here. Seb, no more vacuum. Thompson goes in a little bit aggressively, but with the Ion Shell, it might be enough. Fada has no more shield, a triple kill for Sumail. And showing the power of this early game aggression.
Look at this Ancient Sack. This is for OG now. They won the team fight in the air. They brought everyone. Tundra, they brought their heroes, but they weren't ready. That heroes TPN. 9 didn't have his Arctic burn up when the fight started. And so, Sumail, look at his net worth. He's got 1,500 above everyone on Tundra now.
Important plays. Very important plays for him as Skitter taking a lot of damage there. Does not have Enrage. And it looks like he's going to have to back out and try and get some farm up. Oh, man, OG, it has that feeling. They're sensing a little bit of blood in the water right now. And Sumail, a DD rune.
Yes,
what do they want to do with this? Is it right
no
into Roche? Oh, man, if they can get this. Winner's Curse is back up in 5 seconds. Do they realize that this is happening on Tundra? Yeah, the smoke up comes. They got Moonlight Shadow. The wraparound is coming. Arrow goes out. Going to connect onto Roche, helping them take it that much faster. DD's still there for Sumail. Now looking for the follow-up. They're trying to take down the vision, trying to take down the traps. Roche is so low. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it in time. So Tundra have to give up that first Aegis. And OG, they're rolling.
Big swing of events in the last 2 minutes. OG just winning a team fight, stealing an enemy Aegis attack, and now pick up the DD in order to get Roshan. And I want to say a little bit of level-headedness, I think, coming out from Tundra. They recognize we don't have Ravage. We're like 50 gold off our Witch's Blade. Oh, Snaking is picked off here.
Ooh, big blow up there.
I think it's always a good sign for a team's comms when they don't make like really rush defenses of objectives, whether that's TPing in one by one to the tower or like running into a Roshan fight that doesn't look good. OG though, they are looking very dominant on the map. I think the last like 3 or 4 minutes has been all them.
And that is going to, at least for the moment for OG, attempt to turn into a mid-tier 1 tower. 9, able to sidestep, but pulled back in afterwards. In some trouble, they got him. The wall is down and he is dead. No Tail able to live through it. The mech comes out from Seb, keeping alive. No Tail. And now giving the tip over to Fada, who's gonna get caught fully encapsulated here in pain. As OG find themselves yet another 2 big kills. Tier 1 tower taken mid. OG, they're not letting off the gas.
Yeah, and we're sort of seeing a little bit of a difference coming out. Sumail, he's itemized for Dragonlance Desolator, and he's farming very fast. Ursa, who I think most people don't see as a really high tier carry, he has to get the battle for it. He can't really join any of these fights. I mean, he did contribute earlier with the max Earthshock, but OG, they're running over Tundra a little bit here.
They are. I mean, again, it's less than 1,000 gold lead. The kill score is even. They are naturally going to be like having this little bit of an advantage because of that Aegis. But as you can see in terms of XP, in terms of gold, it's the trajectory that we're looking at, and it's all heading into the favor of OG.
They do have Ravage up now on 3-3. He's 1,000 gold from Blink Dagger. I think that will be their big comeback. In these fights, if they can manage to burst either Seb or Pangolier, I think a lot of the team fight from OG sort of falls apart.
And that is an opportunity here, depending upon how it goes. We also have yet to see 9 come online yet with this Aghanim Scepter, which we've seen put to great use. But as you mentioned, one of the issues is going to be the surge away that comes out from it afterwards.
Yeah, we saw even in that last fight, there's a lot of repositioning coming. Oh, top lane. Sax is just diving onto Snaking.
Oh, doing a little runaway there.
Not enough mana to TP from the King.
Oh, Snaking runs into Thompson though. Just going to dodge away from it. But with no more leap charges, that should be the end here of Snaking. He eventually gets brought down. So OG clean up another tier 1 tower. Only 1 more remaining as they want to try and pressure up here top.
And we shouldn't underestimate the Winter Wyvern, right? Like, Nine has shown what he can do on this hero. It's not about the net worth lead or anything. It's just like the map control and the momentum looks all OG right now. They take this tower, the heroes are positioned pretty aggressively, and more importantly, they can position in the enemy jungle while controlling mid-wave. Controlling these 2 waves means that you have more creep pressure, and it just allows you to make more plays. They even took that tier 2 mid and took the enemy outpost very early in the game.
It's wild. And with this Ags, like you're talking about, it's going to be an issue for Tundra. But we've seen them come back from this before. We haven't seen their answer to this TA, though. And, oh, are they really going to try and fight this right now? Moonlight Shadow, Saksa walking into this. They get that vision. Skitter looking for the jump now onto Sumail. Aegis still a minute left on it as they go into all of them. Tries to find this kill here on the No-Tail, going to get glimpsed. But he's not going back to the bottom side of the map. He's staying here. Do they realize it? Thompson going to get that roll off. Good static storm laid down, separating the rest of them. Able to pull back in here if they want to. Seb looking for that opening. Only 2 points up in vacuum. Catches onto Fada, but nothing else afterwards. And 9, he's the real target that they're trying to go on. Winner's Curse just to try and escape, but it's not going to happen. OG, they find the heroes that they need to, and now going into the tier 3 towers, they're looking high ground.
No, it's looking good for them. They even had that Abaddon illusion from the wall to get the Curse of Avernus onto the tower, so just doing a little bit more damage there. And that fight, there was no Ravage. 3-3, he was trying to get his Blink Dagger, maybe a little bit of communication, maybe a little bit of stress, but they were not all on the same page and ready to fight there. You know, in that fight, it started a little bit of king-on-king violence as, like, Sumail, he shows how strong he is. He 3-shot Snaking, and then he just killed everyone in that fight. Just constantly outputting DPS, and it doesn't look like Tundra really have an answer for him right now.
A 4,000 gold lead right now for OG. And again, as Tundra, you come into this one, you go up 2-1 in the series, feeling like it's just going to be able to get cleaned up. And 2 games in a row, this Sumail TA is leading the way. Top net worth, making the plays that they need him to. And the rest of OG playing flawlessly to boot. Can they pull out another come-from-behind victory?
To be honest, a bit confused by Tundra's reaction to TA. I feel like this game, if I look at the heroes, this might be a later pick on TA. Maybe the Wyvern counters it or something. But Sumail, he looked like he had such a nice lane, and he's just like chunking through the heroes. There's not any real like refraction breakers that he's scared of. And with this Aghanim's build, he's going to be able to join his Nyx onto kills basically anywhere. Look at top. Saxa just sets up. Oh, 9 flies away.
Heads up play by 9.
This is one of the combos that they use in SA. They have Nyx Assassin roaming, and then some random trap, and Tia would just come in for the extra oomph to get the kill.
Well, it's definitely deadly. Skitter trying to get towards that BKB. Still needs a little while before it comes up and online. But you can see that Tundra, they're dodging away from these fights, but every little minute that passes by, it feels like OG is gaining a little bit on that net worth lead. At some point, they're going to need to take a fight around those timings. And now they've got the Darkseer Aghanims. This is such a huge moment for them. 300 bonus HP. The charges last 20 seconds longer.
I love how...
Hypothetically, it's crazy.
I love how Seb has Tundra's voice lines just so he can spam it at them. It's an extra level of mind games. I mean, the voice line usage has definitely been the best from OG in the past few years, right? Like, they've used it to the highest potential. And even next level now with your enemies' voices being added to the game so you can spam them at themselves.
I mean, let's be real. That's just for the audience. All these players have Seb muted. All these players have everybody muted. There's no way you're going to let them get in your heads like that, most likely. But yeah, it is the way to go. It is the next level play, as the saying goes. But BKB now, how close are we to Aghanims on 9? And then also for Disruptor trying to get in towards a 4-staff. Man, if they can get these like defensive items too on OG, it's going to be so impossibly hard to stay on a target. Nyx Assassin almost has Aghanim Scepter going towards Diffusal Blade for Pango. This one is looking so good for OG in this Game 5 Grand Finals.
Yeah, and you know, Winter Wyvern, it looked completely broken in the last game. But looking at the draft, like, we're really seeing that OG theory crafted how to deal with this annoying bird, right? You have the Darkseer, both the Vacuum and the Surge to counteract him. Last fight, he hit a Nyx with the Arctic Burn, and then he got stunned like 3 seconds later from a late Spike Carapace. And most importantly, I think the last pick Disruptor, it's really coming in clutch because anytime Tundra, they're a bit unorganized in their tower defense, the glimpse means they actually kill. Anytime Wyvern's trying to kite them, he glimpses them out of position, they kill him. Doesn't feel like the same as last game where they're just barely unable to kill this Winter Wyvern Abaddon combo.
Well, it is going to be now the unpause and any other timings that they're looking for. You can see Tidehunter 3-3 is immediately queuing up the refresher. They know that if they want to win this game, it's got to be off of crazy outplays. And a scan bottom.
They picked up the blink. Sorry, the BKB on Skitter. Combined with the blink on Tidehunter, they want to go now. They see Seb.
This could be huge. Good vision. Arrow! That reveals their positioning. Looking for a jump. They got him. Ravage comes out. Oh, but the Psionic projection. TA gets out of there. They're going to find Seb, big back wall back, and actually, they got to be careful. Tundra need to back out.
They got nothing.
Skitter, BKB out, will kill No Tail, but that is a Pyrrhic victory at best. Body blocks now coming in from the illusions. All right, they have Winter's Curse. You got to be careful about this one. With all these illusions, they can rip them apart. Seb gets turned on now. Gets hit with that Winter's Curse, looking for the Splinter Blast dead. Thompson trying to make a little bit of a comeback here, but look at Sumail. He jumps in and blows up the Ursa. He didn't stand a chance, and now 9 jumped on afterwards. 3 dead for the price of 2. And with that, OG take a more commanding lead. That was the timing for Tundra, and they missed it.
There's got to be some nerves or communication breakdown, because you're smoked up, you have Blink Ravage, you have vision of your opponents, and Snaking, he just sort of tosses out an arrow. That lets Sumail sort of use a Psionic Projectile to get out. It makes Darkseer step back just a little bit, They don't have the arrow to follow up on the Ravage. He gets this huge 4-man vacuum wall, and the fight's lost. I mean, Snaking, he's looked phenomenal on his Mirana this entire qualifier, but sort of a rare misstep from him. I don't know really what caused this breakdown.
I mean, maybe it was somebody making a call, we need to get vision or something else, who knows? But that's one of those moments too where you think about all these smokes that we've seen where you like drop the ward as you walk in. That high ground, that's the perfect spot for it. You see all of that. But OG take advantage of the misstep, and they're the team that's playing a little bit more cool and calm and collected right now as they head into the Roche. Second round Roche, gonna get even more of a net worth lead now. And the surge forward, they're looking for a catch for a kill. Snake King pulled back in. Oh, Disruptor, you can't leap out of that one. They find the King, bring him down. 21-15, and all of the outer towers taken. I mean, OG, are they just going to go high ground now?
I think they are. I think they're ready. They still have all the lanes pushed in just because of how fast that Roshan was. And, you know, Tundra, they're making some mistakes, but OG, they're just so on top of punishing them. I feel like versus a lot of other teams, you would have, you know, you can make these small mistakes, but OG, with how aggressive they are and how fast they are pushing forward onto the map, like, these small mistakes have just led to this huge lead, and again, they're just hitting high ground. What are they scared of right now?
Not a damn thing. 3-3 down there trying to farm up towards that eventual refresher that we know he wants to get towards Sumail, though. Comfortable standing here, taking down this tier 3 tower.
9 has Aghanims. He's gonna kill this wave, TP back, and sell his bottle for it. A little bit of timing for Tundra, maybe a glimmer of hope, but it's looking very scary for them right now.
They glyph the wave so he can't get he can't get it. All right, now he's gonna get it as he comes on back home. And oh my god, Sumail just hits so hard. The Aghanims is done. Snake King gets caught, he gets killed. Oh, every timing just gets interrupted. These misplays from Tundra. They drop another one.
It's just so hard to play the style of Dota that Tundra's been playing, moving OG around the map against No-Tail's Disruptor. Usually, picking your 5 position last is seen as sort of a drafting mistake, but OG, they're showing what's up here. Like, they're destroying, and I think a lot of it is on No-Tail's Disruptor here.
A really good choice. A hero that hasn't been seen much through the qualifiers, but making its presence known here in both the lower bracket finals earlier and also grand finals now. Looking quite strong. And I mean, we might be in for some real shenanigans here in a moment. We've got Vacuum AoE on Darkseer. He can go in with that Aeon Disc now. Saksa has the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, you've got to stay so spread out right now as Tundra. The Burrow looking to try and take a second set of racks. They don't even have the Ursa in with them. He needs to get towards that Blink Dagger. A couple hundred away. This creep wave will give it to him. But afterwards, no buyback. It's going to be an all-in play that they have to make. Can they bring down Sumail twice with BKB, with the whole team behind him, with the Surge? OG, they just back away. They recognize that this was a timing for Tundra, and they're not going to give him the fight that they want.
The thing is, this game, how Dota works is the team with more lane shove generally gets more information. It's like a sentiment I keep saying because I think it's really important. Right now, OG has more heroes that shove lanes already in the Darkseer and TA. If they take these racks, fight.
Jumps back in, finds him. Muted, silenced, dead. They take him down. Godlike Sumail now trying to pull back in Fada. They've got control over Skitter, who's just going to jump back and away. But that is BKB down from Sumail, but no more buyback on this Wyvern. And Fada trying to get out of there. The ulti's going to be popped, but they're going to run him down. The stuns, the kills. It's all feeling like it's coming up OG here in this game number 5. As they walk up high ground again, take this second set of racks. They have buyback on the Abba, but no buyback on the Wyvern, and they can't fight without the Wyvern. It's so much of their damage.
No, they absolutely can't. And Sumail there just was a psionic projection, teleporting behind the Wyvern, coming from this unexpected angle. They combo that with No-Tail's clutch Zag Storm, and they just burst him down.
Ooh.
They do have a ward here, though. This is the fight Tundra are looking for. They have the vision.
Is this the person you want to go on? They jump for No-Tail, but he gets the Force Staff away. He's living. Now he got it in an awkward position. Vacuum back, catches. Skinner gonna pop that in range, but all of the right clicks coming in from Sumail after the fact with that Hurricane Pike. He tries to get out of there. Buyback comes from Disruptor. They didn't use Ravage. Tundra holding on. It's just so difficult though. I don't even see what the play is here.
Yeah, it has to be some amazing Winter's Curse into a big Ravage, right? They do still have the team fight spells to bring it back, but it does look really hard. I mean, Sumail, he's just so farmed here. Is this... How much GPM does he have right now? It has to be something insane. He's... Okay, he's only at 800. It looks more than this. But that's because there's been so much fighting. The thing about this game that's impressive from Sumail is how much gold he's taking away from his opponents while farming this much, I think.
It's been very oppressive, is the feel from OG, who have come up with answers for this stuff. And I mean, you look at him when he has that Ion Shell on, it's what, now up to 3,200 HP on the TA, and Thompson ready to jump. They got the Sonic projection afterwards, catches the Ursa. Where's the help? Cold Embrace is out. Now, afterwards, the Winner's Curse, only catching onto one, and they turn onto Skitter and Rage out, trying to run away. He hasn't been able to do anything on this Ursa. The chase down comes to Mail, finds that kill. That is what they needed. They bring down 1 by 9, but the rundown continues. There's no buyback on this Ursa. OG, they're so close they can taste it. They want to look for this finish here as they move up and try and take down this tier 3 tower. The big Ravage comes out, but the roll up from Thompson, able to live through it. The turn vacuum wall jump in from Thompson, finding that kill yet again. They're gonna buy back now onto Snake King. Thompson keeps on running in. The right clicks, 3-3, no Ravage left, nowhere left to go really. They're trying to buy time for this Ursa to come back in, and there is no more Aegis. As they chase down, but Thompson jumps in, still living through it, trying to get all of that regen back. Tundra, they're holding on to their high ground. It's a 20,000 gold lead at 30 minutes, but they won't give up yet. Again, TI hopes this is what it all comes down to here for them. Unreal. Tundra, after looking so good, they just don't have an answer for this TA Aghanim Scepter in the safe lane. And a bunch of bounty runes left over for Sumail, just to further increase that net worth lead.
And Sumail, he almost has his Daedalus. And the thing about that fight was Sumail got ravaged, he got full arrowed, and they still just couldn't bring him down. The damage from Tundra, it might be there if you have all your heroes hitting, but a lot of it is mitigated by the fact that Notel, he went for this Force Staff. You have Surge, and they're catching 3-3 here. No Blink Dagger.
Chasing down. Uses the headband, tries to get away, but the Glimpse pulls him back in. Thompson goes the whole length of that peninsula, trying to get the roll-up as they will run down and kill 3-3, finding themselves another. Fada goes down to boot. They have buyback on the Tidehunter, but you're using all of your expenses. And another tip, dude, you're about to knock them out of qualification for TI. Soxa just no mercy. No mercy at all, as they're ready to run up high ground and try and take this down. Skitter looking for an opening now. Get the meld out, 9, Winner's Curse, hoping to do something. The buyback comes from the Tidehunter. Arrow afterwards, but the BKB didn't get it out in time. Skitter, BKB runs forward, tries to bring down this Nyx Assassin. It is not gonna happen. Jump forward, there's the stun that they need. They take down Skitter, he buys back now. They keep on chasing it on this one. Thompson trying to find 9, he gets him. It's a godlike spree. They can't get anything. As one by one, all of Tundra falls. OG doesn't even die, and GG is called. OG are going back to TI to defend their title.
It's just an amazing game coming out from OG here, and they're showing that they deserve this. You know, sort of echoing sentiments from, I think, for TI8, they also barely managed to qualify. I think it was against Wind and Rain back then.